This podcast is brought to you by the Foundation for World Harmony and by the Spur of the Moment podcast.
Come with me to discover the transformative power of kindness and the joy it brings. Join me as we explore every Monday morning simple yet profound ways to elevate your happiness, one gesture at a time.
Wow, fantastic baby, dance. I'm gonna dance. Fantastic baby.
A fantastic day to one and all. Thanks for joining me. You're in for a fantastic show again. It is the complete guide to happiness. And I'm gonna do something completely different. You know, I have what's called the Be Fantastic YouTube channel. Thousands of videos, always positive, uplifting, kindness and all those warm, fuzzy things. On this particular show, we talk about everything. We'll talk about politics, we'll talk about religion, we'll talk about business, and today we're talking about war. Now, I hope you can hear this, because you're going to say, what does war have to do with happiness? Well, first off, let's play this. Let me see if you can hear it. Okay, so you might agree with that. I mean, war is about greed, in my opinion. And we've had wars throughout the centuries, We've had World War One, we've had World War Two. Supposedly we're in World War Three, or it's coming around the corner. I wrote down a couple of the other ones, which you probably have heard of, because it makes a lot of money for a lot of people, these wars. It really does. I actually make notes nowadays. It's kind of interesting if I could ever find them. So the wars, then there's the Korean War, a little bit before my time, the Vietnam War, my time, the Persian War, the Afghanistan War, the Iraqi War. Oh my goodness. Then we had the Civil War in America. Oh, we love wars because they make so much money. It's so profitable. At any rate, so I looked up the definition of war, like I did earlier in my earlier broadcast on trust. I like to know what the definition of these things are, according to learned scholars. So war, the definition is a state of armed conflict between different nations or states or different groups within a nation or state. Because we always got something to fight about, and it's always about money or religion. So then I asked, well, okay, let's see if it's got anything to do with happiness. So I asked Google, my favorite assistant, can happiness come from war? You ready for this? We could think, well, how can we be, if there was no wars, obviously we'd be happier, I think. Well, some people would be a little broker. But anyway, here's the answer from Google on can happiness come from war? The answer. Wars may also increase happiness by providing shared experiences, raising national pride, and ennobling people. Conflict flow increases individual soldiers' subjective happiness. Doesn't that beat all? I mean, let's have some war so we can be happier. Mother frickers. Oh, and then I said, where does happiness come from? I don't know. I asked everyone on the show, what's your definition? So I asked Google, where does happiness come from? And Google says, happiness is something we choose for ourselves. It is a choice. You can choose to be happy or you can choose to be miserable. It is our inner feeling that creates happiness, along with how we interpret the events of life. I look at everything in a positive manner. I mean, my computer broke the other day, cost me a few bucks to get it fixed. Now it's faster. They said the sound wasn't great, so I bought this thing. So now hopefully the sound is fantastic. It's just, so leading that introduction of war, our guest is a major general. Now I as we have, over 9,600 ambassadors around the world in every field there is. We have the billionaires, the celebrities, the heads of state, the doctors, the lawyers, the Indian chiefs, and quite a few military folk. This one is our newest ambassador. He's Indian, so he was a major general in India. And I'm going to learn about him as you learn about him because he's our newest ambassador. Now I'm putting the word out to my ambassadors who wants to be interviewed. Everyone's busy. And so if a new one comes along and he sounds interesting, because I love to learn more stuff. Like I lived in Cairo and in Egypt for some years, and they have to serve. There's a lot of countries where you have to serve, at least for a few months. France is the same way. So I'm going to learn what the rules are in India. And you could learn a lot. I wasn't much for the military because I never like to be told what to do. And they tell you exactly what to do, how to do it, when to do it. And I'm not one to take instructions very well. So the military wasn't for me. That would have been the Vietnam War because I'm an old folk. But coming up is our newest ambassador, Dilawar, from New Delhi, India. So stand by for that. And in the meantime, whatever you did last week or today or last month or last year or in your life that made you happy, keep doing it. Do what makes you happy. Don't listen to other people because you're not doing it for them. Hopefully, you're doing it for you. So do whatever makes you happy. And if it's skateboarding, go out and skateboard. I like to dance. Do I look like to some people a fool when I get up on the bar top and dance? Maybe. I don't give a darn. Because I'm doing it for me, because I love to inspire people to get them up and get them all excited. And typically, whenever I get up on the bar, everyone else gets up on the bar and dances. So I like to lead the way, break the ice, so to speak, and have fun. Have fun in life. Life is for being happy and having fun. It goes by too quick. Before you know it, you're going to be old. Now, I hope I'm never going to be old, but one day I might be old. I don't even like old people. I can't relate to them because some people say I'm old. I think I'm ageless, but when you think like a 26-year-old your whole life, it's hard to break the habit. And I think it's a fantastic habit because I love to dance, I love to sing, I love to chase the girls, I love to have fun in life, I love to drink, I love to dance and be merry. Why not? And I'm encouraging you guys to do that. Follow my lead. Don't listen to other people because their opinion and their advice isn't for you, it's for them. It's what's going to make them happy, or maybe to see you miserable, because people love misery loves company, as they say. Okay, so he's standing by, so let me take a little break here and I'll come back and we'll have some fun with Dilawar. And what's really funny about his name, Dilawar, the last three letters in his name are war. What are the odds of that? Isn't life fantastic? Okay, talk to you in a bit. Well, everyone, I'm happy to introduce my newest ambassador, or one of my newest ambassadors of kindness. He is in Delhi, India, and he's a major general. His name is Dilawar Singh, and he's ambassador number 9,631. Dilawar, welcome to the Complete Guide to Happiness. What's going on in Delhi today?
Thank you so much.
So basically, my first question to all my guests are, how do you define happiness?
Happiness is basically satisfaction of your desires.
Satisfaction sounds very. What are the India prophets? There's a lot of India prophets that you probably come to mind, right? Because India is a very old culture. It's a very large culture. I haven't been to India yet, and I'm going to come visit you because my goal is to travel around the world professing the 3 commitments to kindness, which I feel solve all mankind's problems. So India has a lot of famous prophets, yes?
In our country, every third person is a prophet.
There you go. That's what I was trying to get across.
Every third person is a prophet, and we have had large number of them. And what we follow is basically whether prophets say something or not. We have an ancient sort of belief, very ancient belief, that we have a lot of scriptures which tell us, unlike the other religions, the majority religion is the Hindu religion.
Right.
And in Hindu religion, we have large number of scriptures. thousands and thousands of scriptures. And amongst them, the one which is most followed, most read, and most popular is a book known as Bhagavad Gita. For ease of understanding, call it Gita. In that, the most appealing and omnipresent character is that of a god known as Lord Krishna.
Lord Krishna, okay.
Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna, when the battle of Kurukshetra is about to take place, and when one set of people are ready to fight with this other set of people, the hero of the battle, who's known as Arjuna, he gets double-minded. He gets double-minded because he says, my own kith and kin are standing on the opposite side. How can I kill them?
Right.
So it is at that point that a large sermon is given by Lord Krishna. In that sermon, he motivates him to not only fight the battle, but conveys a large number of things which are very, very relevant not only to our religion, but they are universal in nature. Even you follow them. Everybody else follows them across the world.
Okay.
So, following him, there are a large number of prophets. And everybody tries to interpret things the way they understand.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people in your country, and so it's a peaceful country, yes?
Yes.
Now you're a major general in
I was a major general, and after retirement, or rather just before retirement, I was promoted further. I became the director general. And then I finally retired as a director general.
Wow. So
I was in charge of the youth development throughout the country. It was a national director general's role.
in India, are you obliged as a young man to serve a certain amount of time? Does everyone have to serve their country
No, not everybody. It is by choice.
by choice? Okay, because in France, many countries, you have to serve.
Yeah, in Singapore, it is compulsory.
Okay. So now do you have the Army, Navy, Air Force, all that America has, or just an Army?
Yes.
You have
Yes,
all.
we have a very, very large army. We are perhaps the second largest army in the world.
Wow. And you were in charge of how many people as a major general?
As a major general, I was in charge of about 30,000 people.
30,000 people. That's a lot of people you're responsible for.
Yes.
And did you have like a Pentagon, like America has, where all the generals get together?
Yes, we have.
What's it called?
We have a annual meet.
Annual meet.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot of people to organize. How many is in the total is there in the services? All the services.
Depends on what occasion the meet is and what purpose it is.
No, but I mean, you have the Army, you have the Navy, you have a Navy,
Yes.
yeah? You have
Yes.
Marines, or not, maybe not Marines, we have
We have the army, which is the largest,
okay.
which is about 1.3 million, 1.4 million.
Did you have 1 billion people plus? What do you have, 1.2 billion in your country?
Yeah, we have a billion plus, 1.4 billion.
Well, Dilawar, we need more ambassadors of kindness in India. You know, I truly believe that I've made it so simple because there's too many wars. I think there's
Yes.
32 wars going on right now. There's too much violence. There's too much greed. There's not enough education, and there's too much poverty. India has a lot of poverty. And I truly believe if we start teaching the children about kindness, and we might have a chance at our future, because I'm calling the situation on the planet the insanity of humanity. As you know, this is being pre-recorded for broadcast in a couple weeks. But yesterday was November 5th, 2024. And I did a little video. I called it "A Day That Will Live in Infamy," because whether President Trump won or lost, it was going to be an amazing day. And I think I was proven right, because last night, I don't know if you were watching the results or you watched the videos, but it was an incredible night. It was nobody slept last night, I don't think.
I
Especially
understand. I understand.
so now that changes the course of history. You know, you could say every day will live in infamy. I believe it was when that was coined, that saying, it was the start of World War II, if I'm not mistaken. You guys were involved in World War II. I'm not a history buff, so I'm from a different planet. So I just like to ask questions because I'm curious.
No, you're welcome to ask the questions. My great grandfather fought the World War II.
Oh, your great grandfather.
My great grandfather fought the First and the Second Great Wars.
Wow. Yeah.
He was part of both.
So how does, in your opinion, how does happiness come out of war?
Happiness in war will be from a few factors. The first factor is that you are doing something to defend, to protect, and to safeguard a large number of civilian citizens of your country. So it is a matter of pride and happiness that you are useful to your country, you are useful to your countrymen. And that perhaps is a matter of great pride and huge happiness. The second part of happiness in war is that you are able to cooperate and fight with your team, shoulder to shoulder, in the face of the most grave dangers. And that gives you a thrill and happiness of its own kind. Third is, when you are attacking or being attacked by the enemy, and when you are able to neutralize them, and when you are able to kill the notorious ones, that gives you satisfaction and happiness. And at the end of the war, when you go back and when you meet your families, you meet the other civilian friends of yours and the community and the population, the way they greet you, the way they feel happy for the contribution made by you, that gives you the ultimate happiness.
Brilliantly put. Thank you for that. You know, they had a war here. It was called the Vietnam War. And unfortunately, the soldiers came back. You know, they didn't start the war. They were fighting for their country or fighting for a cause. Wars, I think, are really based around money and greed, but in my opinion. But when they came back, they weren't treated very well. They were treated horrendously. They were spat on. They weren't respected at all. Because everyone has a different opinion, and no matter what you do, you're going to piss off half the people, no matter what. And that's what my video was yesterday. A day that will live in infamy, because if Ms. Harris would have won, it would have been real big turmoil, because half the country loves Donald Trump. And I really think Trump is going to bring the country together, because the people I've met that have met him personally, he's a different person than the one that's in the media. And the media is a tainted broadcast network that's just a titillation network, you know. News is a entertainment program. For some reason, humans love destruction. They love to see how many people died that day and how many horrendous natural occurrences were in the world, how many hurricanes and tornadoes and floods and horrible things. And they tried the good news in America, the network, and it didn't work because people want bad news. Matter of fact, India, I'm doing a project in India for aerospace. I don't know if you like aerospace or not, but you guys had some horrendous flooding. I don't know if you still have it or not, but the project I'm working on are gyrocopters that will transport humans in the air, because a gyrocopter is the safest vehicle in the air. And these particular gyrocopters are jet propulsion electric. So they're silent, they're fast, they're economical. So that's a nice project I'm working on. And India seems to love it because you guys are a big country, and when you're flooded, you need to get around. I mean, this is a project that all countries are going to need. It's called EJet. To take a look at it, ejet.tech, TECH. It's an amazing proposal for the future. You know, the future is really pretty wild. We've got some amazing technologies. We've got some amazing people, but we still need to curb the violence, I believe, you know. But I like you say, maybe war keeps it in check. What was the last war India had? Were you in a war?
The last war that we had was 1999.
99,
This
25
was,
years ago. What happened?
this was the Kargil war, as we call it, when our neighbor, our western neighbor, Pakistan, they entered into our area and they captured, not captured really, but because in winters, both sides used to withdraw to from the places where there is too much of snow, too much of snow. So surreptitiously, they had come and climbed and occupied those heights which belong to India, but they had come with a malintention, if I may call it.
What
So
did they
then
want
we
to
had
do? Did they want to
yeah,
conquer
then
your
we had
country? What did they want to
then
do?
we had to evict them.
Right. What was their intention coming to your country? They can't, I mean, Pakistan's a small country. They can't conquer India.
No, you see, we have areas which are very, very difficult terrain. In fact, I can call it treacherous terrain, very difficult terrain. In those areas, in the winters, there is a lot of snow. In areas, there is more than 10 feet of snow.
Okay.
So it was the understanding between both the countries that both armies can withdraw to summer locations, as they were called, locations which were not having that much of snow. And as soon as the winters are over, they again go back and occupy closer locations. So when a location is vacant, if somebody surreptitiously comes and occupies that, that is not ethical, not correct, not fair. That's what they did. And therefore, we had to then punish them and evict them.
How long did that war take?
That was a short conflict, about a month or so.
Okay. But you consider it a war, not a conflict.
We call it Kargil War.
War, yeah. I once was living in Egypt for some years, and I picked up this Bible that was laying on the side of the road. And you know, I'm not a religious man, but I opened it up literally to the middle of the book, and I looked off to the left where a section has started, and it was, and this is exactly what it said, which blew my mind. It said, "It was spring, the time when kings go off to war." I'm thinking, because it's good weather, we're going to go to war. I mean, it's the insanity of humanity. We've had wars. I mean, are you a historian? We've had wars since the dawn of man, right?
No, I'm not a historian.
Yeah. Plus, you said you have a memory problem like me.
Yeah, I am.
What is that building behind you?
This building is the Parliament building,
Parliament. Oh,
Indian Parliament.
okay. Is that in Delhi?
Yeah, it is in Delhi.
Yeah. What do you like about India as far as just a beautiful place to visit, and what are your favorite spots in India?
You see, India is one of the most beautiful countries. We have every single kind of terrain here, from the highest mountains, which go up to say 28,000 feet, 29,000 feet, down to the large coastline that we have. We have huge jungles, we have deserts, we have very cold climate, we have very hot climate. lot of rivers, lot of natural landscape. So that is as far as the natural beauty is concerned. And as far as the other places to visit are concerned, we have large number of these forts, which you can call it or places of historical interest. Then we have large number of temples, places of worship. So they are very, very beautiful, large, ancient, and very old places of worship. They're really worth seeing. Their architecture, their beauty, and a lot of people have immense faith in the religion, faith in the gods which reside in those temples. And those are next set of, should I say, places of beauty. Beauty of architecture, beauty of faith, beauty of, should I say, a very, very long history. So we have then man-made these buildings of different kinds. And amongst them now we have also these modern new sub-cities and townships which are very, very beautiful. So we have all kinds of places to visit. And for doing so, we have a very large number of airports. We have very large number of railways which are running. So very, very beautiful. And people are very nice. People of India, very nice people. They're very warm people. They welcome everybody. In fact, if somebody is not seen in India, then I can say that the person is missing a lot of it. India is one place where if you come, you'll never feel like going back. Very beautiful place.
It's a continent, yes?
Yes. Subcontinent.
So there's 7 continents in the world, if I'm not mistaken.
It is subcontinent.
Oh, subcontinent.
Yeah.
So it would what the main continent is what's called Asia, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I look forward to visiting India, that's for sure. I guess you can't see it in a week, that's for sure. It's like America with 50 states. It's got quite a diverse landscape as well. I love traveling. I'm on what's called the Be Fantastic Kindness Tour, and I'm traveling the world professing the 3 commitments to kindness, which, as you know, are be kind to yourself, be kind to all others, and be kind to Mother Earth. And so whatever I can do to promote that, and I was invited to host this podcast, The Complete Guide to Happiness, because isn't that our goal in life, is to be happy?
Yes, certainly, certainly. And I can tell you that a very large number of people here today are trying to follow that path. Very large number of people. In fact, if I'll be very happy to mention that coming 10th of December, we will be conducting a huge event. That huge event is World Digital Detox Day. World Digital Detox Day. And this itself has the element of kindness in it, because the thought is of kindness. We want to be creating awareness and trying to make people to volunteer to follow a balanced life wherein we understand that in today's environment, in today's current system, we cannot stay away from all the digital equipments. We will have to use them.
Right.
But then we need to be balanced, because otherwise there are large number of health effects which have started taking place. Very, very large number of people are getting their eyes which are getting affected. Then their shoulders are getting affected. They're starting to develop spondylitis. Then people are developing low backache. Then people are developing, say, your gut health issues and other issues. So this digital detox aims to create awareness for balanced life, for a good healthy life, for a life full of wellness and life full of happiness. And life full of happiness and wellness can only come if you are very, very kind to each other. And as you rightly said, the kindness has to start from yourself. Be kind to yourself. Lead a very happy life, lead a balanced life, lead a meaningful life. And for that, we are trying to now hold this event. It is a international event. Large number of people from all over the world come there. I will also be going there. I'm one of their global ambassadors, so we'll do that. Then there is another thing which I'm engaged in, and that is supporting of the Paralympic sports persons. I don't want to call them disabled sports persons, but we call them Paralympic sports persons. So that is what I do. We run a small academy also for training them. Then we try and help them in as many ways as possible. So the aim is to have a very inclusive, affirmative kind of a society, which is kind to each other. In fact, you'll be happy to know that the area that I belong to, the villages are beautiful small communities, very beautiful small communities where the principle of kindness runs through the complete living of everybody. For example, if I may tell you that if somebody's daughter is getting married, he need not to worry whether he has money or not, because all the arrangements will be done by the entire lot of villagers. Everybody will contribute something and the wedding will take place, and the parents may not feel at any, should I say, stress at all. So everybody is very, very kind to each other. They're islands of kindness, if I may call them. So a very wonderful environment, if I may say.
That's fantastic, because kindness leads to happiness. A note on Paralympics. I found that humans, when they lose a limb or they lose a sense, they're usually happier afterwards, because they start doing things they've never done in their life. They join the Olympics, and it's amazing how the mind can compensate for a loss of something.
Exactly. It is a very, very beautiful feeling. A
And
very
helping
beautiful
others,
feeling.
like what you're doing is helping others, obviously brings happiness. I also want to mention, you were talking about the World Digital Detox State. The detox I can see is like come to a new consciousness. I mean, unfortunately, we're all glued to these devices. It's kind of horrible. The kids aren't exercising enough. They're not playing in the yard. They're glued. And then this is a babysitter now. They give this to 2-year-olds. So they don't have to deal with them, because it's a hectic life out there for a lot of people. A lot of people are stressed, and as a philosopher, I talk a lot about stress, how to reduce it. But I wanted to mention that I wrote a speech that I hope to one day deliver to the United Nations. But I figured, that's one small moment in time to deliver that speech, and it'll follow on obviously legislators and leaders' ears. But I think it's more important to fall on the people's ears. So I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to send it to you after this interview. And I would love any opportunity I get to speak, whether it's Zoom or in person, at conferences like you're doing there. I totally believe in logic. Hundreds of thousands of people, now 9,600 ambassadors, and science have proven that words matter. And when we use the word fantastic, it makes you smile, which releases stress, anxiety, and depression. And it brings happiness, the smile. So I'm on a mission, and I need more people to hear it. This program here is getting out to a few people. I'm getting some really great, I mean, the ambassadors I have in this group that you're part of, Dilawar, is amazing. They're billionaires, they're movie stars, there's generals now. I'm not sure how many generals I have, but my sister was a general, or she wanted to be an admiral or something like that. At any rate, I'm just really proud and happy that my words are resonating more so lately. I don't know if my message is more succinct, but the level of and the caliber of ambassadors that are joining this kindness revolution are incredible. And I have what's called WhatsApp groups all around the world, over 700. Local, I started with countries. I had India is fantastic. I had Germany is fantastic. And I felt if everyone felt like me, they would encourage their whole country to be kind. But that didn't work. So now I have local groups, because this has to be spread in a community. You know, India has many, many cities, many towns, villages. So we need to spread it locally. And what happens is we create a group. Let's just say Delhi is fantastic. We get someone that has a few minutes of their time each day to invite people in to hear about the three commitments, to hear about the complete guide to happiness, which is helping a lot of people look at life a little differently. And so basically, an admin, it's a very easy job, you know, to invite people digitally. And then if they get really excited and they really are ambitious and passionate, they become the country's director. We only have one director in every country. So if you were one day to become India's director, that's a pretty big directorialship. But it's just guiding the admin to, you know, the information that we release, that we have on our multiple websites, that we have throughout all social media. And then, of course, what will happen eventually after we have one director in each country, and there's 195 countries, as you know, we will have what's called global ambassadors, one for each continent. So we'll have 7 global ambassadors, 195 directors, and 10,000 plus admin. So that's my vision. That's my goal. And speaking of 195 countries, one of our ambassadors is from a place called Grenada, St. George's, Grenada. And he's got a program, a very ambitious program, to go around the world in 365 days, visiting all 195 countries in a caravan, a very expensive project, of course. And it's about climate change, because you know about climate change. It's not our fault. We contribute to it, surely, but throughout history, the Earth has had many climate changes. And I feel that if everyone uses 1/3 less everything, it will help. Drive 1/3 less of the time. Use 1/3 less toothpaste. Buy 1/3 less clothes. If you're fat, eat 1/3 less food. I mean, you're going to lose weight. So I call it the third rule. I made a video on it yesterday. So basically, Johan, who's heading up the website is 195in365.com. And it's again, it's the youth. The youth are our future. And as you might know, I have what's called the Global Kindness Pledge. And I'm going to have you repeat it after me, because I want you to feel it. And I want the people listening right now to repeat it after me. So Dilawar, this is how it goes. I pledge to be kind to.
I pledge to be kind to.
And love myself.
And love myself.
I pledge to be kind to.
I pledge to be kind to.
And strive to love all others.
And strive and help all others.
Love all others. I pledge to be kind to.
I pledge to be kind to.
Love and respect our Mother Earth.
Love and respect our Mother Earth.
India is fantastic.
India is fantastic.
We are all fantastic.
We are all fantastic.
You are fantastic.
You are fantastic.
I am fantastic.
I am fantastic.
How does that make you feel? Say that.
Excellent.
If the children of the planet, the children in every country, were to recite this pledge every day, here's what's going to happen. It will build their self-confidence, which, as you know, is the most important thing in life. Because if you're not confident, you're not happy, you can't be of service to your God, your country, your family, yourself, your business, nothing, right? So that builds self-confidence. Imagine every day looking in the mirror and saying, I am fantastic. Unfortunately, people beat themselves up and say, I'm a loser, I don't have enough money, I don't have a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. They beat themselves up. We all do that, and it's a shame. So basically, that pledge creates self-confidence. It also creates, in a group, camaraderie, like the Army does. And this pledge, by the way, isn't commercial, because this is my gift to the world. It's free. It's not religious, and it's not political. It's a pledge for the future of humanity, to be kind. So the second, pledge is to be kind to all others, the golden rule. And the third is be kind to Mother Earth, So it's those 3 commitments literally, Dilawar, solve all mankind's problems. It stops war, violence, killing, lying, stealing, cheating, bullying, teasing, raping, all evils that man does. Those 3 commitments literally solve if we're kind. 2 words that save the planet. Be kind. And I want you to help me if you have some time. You're retired now, right?
Yeah.
I'm retired too, and this is my retirement plan to go around the world, visit India, I'm really big in Africa. I've got 34 of the 56 countries with ambassadors in it. I've got just 5 really passionate, or no, 8 really passionate directors, and they are inspiring their admin in each of the cities in that country. I got Kenya, Uganda, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and a couple others. And that's really exciting to see it build, because really I'm just at the start, after 5 years of doing this, at the start of it really starting to get some momentum. It's like a snowball rolling down the hill. People are getting it. People, and then they're volunteers. It's a 9,600 volunteers that see the logic and what will come of being kind. And you're retired, maybe you have a couple minutes each day to help make India great again, so to speak. Spread, it's all about exposure. So if I were to have a Zoom call, or come to India for that matter, for that World Digital Detox state, I would love the honor of speaking. I could make a speech in 5 minutes, or I could speak for 5 hours. But obviously, at an event like that, 5 minutes is all I need, because it's just introducing 3 commitments, 3 simple yet hard commitments that improve your life, improve the life on our planet, and the environment. I mean, I'm excited to have come up with it. I've been around the planet a few times. I've done a lot of things in my life, met the most amazing people, done the most amazing things. I've got a book published called Lester's Legacy. I'm coming out with a new book, and it's called How to Be a Fantastic Person. And it's all my philosophies. And every day, you're getting them now. I don't know if you're reading it. A lot of people don't have time. But I take a famous philosopher or celebrity, and I pick a subject, and I post their motivational or inspirational quote on that. And alongside that, I give one of my quotes, because I got more quotes than Carter's has pills. Because I love life, and I just have a passion and love for what I'm doing. And that's the secret to happiness, by the way. To jump out of bed each morning, looking forward to your day. I jumped out of, it was late night last night. I didn't jump out of bed this morning. You dragged me out of bed. You reminded me that I was supposed to call you, and I apologize for being a little bit late. But see, as in retirement, I don't have a clock. I don't even know why I wear a wristwatch. It's just a nice piece of jewelry now, because sometimes I don't know what day it is. I really don't care what time it is. And if I have an appointment, typically they remind me like you did, and thank you for that. Being a general, you got to be on time, right?
Yes, always.
And too many people aren't on time. I think it's a travesty. I think if you want to succeed in business, show up an hour early and leave an hour late. Imagine if all your soldiers were to show up late. Oh, speaking of soldiers, I got a story for you. I was at Quantico, Virginia. You ever go to that modern day Marine show there?
No.
Each year they have a show called Modern Day Marine, and all the services come in to see all the warfare. And I was asked to go there to showcase a new invention. And as I was there, the first time in my life I was surrounded by the military, all branches. And it was quite impressive, the uniforms, and everybody in a uniform looks really sharp. I was hoping you were going to wear your uniform, but that's okay. You're still a major general. So I was there, and I came up with an idea, because a lot of people want to thank the military for what they've done. And they really typically can't thank them, because when you're in an airport, and yesterday you were at an airport, and tomorrow you're going to be at an airport, I guess, and you're dressed like that, no one knows you're a major general. If you wore your uniform, you'd be stopped every 5 minutes to be thanked for being a general. So I came up with a thing called Supporting Our Servicemen. And it became a non-profit, and it was quite successful for a while. And basically, it was to help and thank our veterans, giving them giving the country a vehicle to thank them. And it was quite rewarding to do that. I was featured on a TV show and have you. But I started I came up with that concept because I'm a thinker, big thinker. And I would grab it and I say, hey, soldier, come here. Because I thought everybody in the military was a soldier. And they got offended. I'm not a soldier, I'm a Marine. So I apologize. So I realized that day that there's soldiers, then there's Marines, and there's corpsmen or whatever. There's different titles, right? At any rate, so I came up with that concept, and I created a website, and I did charity events, and I thanked a lot of servicemen, and I was able to help people thank them by offering discounts to them. People would have a badge, and they would come, and it's people would see the badge, and they'd say, "Oh, you're a serviceman," and give them a discount. Because if everyone knew you were a general when you go shopping, a lot of people would give you a discount to thank you, and that's how we can thank people. We could shake their hand. We could say, "Thank you for serving my country," or they can give you the discount on the coffee you just bought. You know, and that was fine. But now I'm on a bigger mission. It's for the world. It's
Yeah.
and I'm hoping that one day that the badge we have today, it's called Be Kind, would be also every ambassador who has one would get a discount because they're kind. Let's thank people for being kind. Random
Yes.
acts of kindness. I was in
Yes.
Alexandria, Egypt, and you know you've witnessed. I'm sure. I'm going to ask you for your story in a second. Random acts of kindness. I'm in a horse-drawn buggy in Alexandria, Egypt, and a guy pulls the horse back, ties it up, jumps out of the cart, runs back, and helps like a 90-year-old woman into a taxi with her groceries. And he didn't speak a word of English. He got back in the cart without saying a word, and we continued our tour. At the end of the tour, you know what I did? I gave him a bigger tip because I was so impressed with that random act of kindness. Tell me about random acts of kindness that you might have witnessed lately in India.
Welcome to the Be Fantastic channel, where you will find many fantastic interviews with amazing people,
Visit the top world museums,
incredible zoos,
beautiful national parks.
special events, and much more.
These videos are designed to educate,
Inspire.
motivate, and entertain you.
We hope you will enjoy them.
Join the Be Fantastic philosophy.
Please subscribe.
Like and share.
I'll rather say that instead of talking about random acts of kindness, let's talk about major acts of kindness,
Even better.
right?
Sure.
A lot of my mentees, a lot of my students and mentees are doing some very wonderful jobs as far as kindness is concerned. And I would like to first mention about a young girl. Her name is Rashmi Gulia. She has been doing exceedingly well in her own education, whether it was at the school level or whether it was at the college or post-graduation. She's been ahead of everybody else. She'd got a very decent government job in the defense research. She did that only for a year and plus few months. And thereafter, she felt that she needs to be kind to the society. She has taken resignation, or rather she's offered resignation and come out. Now she is teaching young people to achieve excellence. And in large number of cases, she does not charge any money. In many cases, she gives them very heavy discounts. But the best thing is that all her students excel in all their exams, and their results are better than everybody else. This selfless act of kindness for building the youth, which will ultimately build the society, which will ultimately build the nation, and contribute to humanity and contribute to the world, I think makes me to salute this girl for the wonderful work that she's doing. There is another boy, his name is Rushiraj Mori. Now, Rushiraj Mori, after doing his education, is doing mountaineering, and he has initiated more than 15,000 young people into mountaineering in a very short time.
Wow.
And I suggested to him that you do so much of work, why don't you also conduct some few training programs for the corporate so that you start getting some good money from that. And look at what he says. He says, sir, I'm serving the humanity. I want to be kind to everybody. I will not charge any money to anybody.
Beautiful. I would like to invite those two young people to be ambassador number 9,689 and 9,690. All I need is their first name and their birth city. You don't need to give me your WhatsApp unless you want to follow the mission. We are on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok and X. But all I want to do is there's a list, and it's called worldkindnesslist.com. And you are listed by your first name. Everyone has a first name. I don't believe in last names or titles. So everyone's listed by their first name, Dilawar, their city, Delhi, their number, 9631, and maybe if they're a student or what they do. That's it. It's a voice. It's giving your voice to a better world. And if I get right now, if every one of the 9,600 were to give a name, like you, hopefully you'll give me the spelling of those two young people's names, we become 19,000 ambassadors of kindness. And if every one of those just invites their spouse or puts their, because we have like in Uganda recently, Moses, our director in Uganda, submitted 181 orphans their first name and their birth city. They became ambassadors of kindness. And now they don't have phones, but one day they may have a phone, and maybe 10 years from now or whatever, and then they're going to see that they're in the 8,000s when we're at the 80,000s, and they're going to be appreciative of that, because I'm creating a community of kind people. And when I hear stories like those two people, I want them to be ambassadors and know of the 3 commitments, and maybe get a little inspiration and share what you and I both know as 3 commitments that quite literally save the planet. So please text me those first 2 names. I spoke to your wife earlier when you went for coffee. I'd love for her to be an ambassador. Again, her first name, the birth city, and that's it. And again, I don't need their WhatsApp or their email or anything. I just need to know that they're going to try to follow the 3 commitments to kindness, which I'm sure these 2 people do. There's many that do. They're just not in our community yet. You're in our community, and it's a real special community. And eventually we're going to have conventions. Why not get a convention where the directors and the admin and whoever ambassadors want to show up, we show up to India or wherever around the world, and we all congregate, and it's the most peaceful, the most kind convention. We'll call them kindness conventions, I mean, I've got a vision for our planet and our species. Because, humans are unfortunately need to be waking up. We have to have a new consciousness that war isn't going to solve our problems. Kindness is going to solve our problems.
Excellent.
So get me to speak at your World Digital Conference, if you can. I'm going to send you my United Nations speech. I think you'll love it. Everything I do is only, like even the book, How to Be a Fantastic Person. All the money that comes from that book, and I have an international publisher that I'm working with, go to my Foundation for World Harmony. I'm just for the money. I don't ask for money, and of course, I get asked for money, which I don't have. I can give people advice, I can give them guidance, I can mentor them, I can steer them in the right direction. I can't give them money at this point. One day when we have funders and we have sponsors, we might be, my desire is to help their initiative, because most of our ambassadors, not most, but a lot of them, majority I would say, have an NGO or a charity or a humanitarian initiative. I list them on the foundationforworldharmony.org. So I'm giving exposure to my ambassadors' dreams and also their companies, because for 4 years people said, can I promote my company in your community, your global community? I said, well, no, because it's not about money. It's not about politics and it's not about religion. But I broke down last year and said, okay, we're going to give you exposure. We have a group called Business is Fantastic, because we can't talk about business, politics, or religion in the local or national groups. But we have groups. Christianity is fantastic. Hinduism is fantastic. Judaism is fantastic. Business is fantastic. Teachers are fantastic. So we have specific groups for specific people. The general group is just to spread kindness, positive quotes. I make videos most every day as I travel the world and share what I'm seeing, because a lot of people can't travel. So I'm traveling for them. So they get to go to the pyramids for free. They get to see Old Faithful in Yellowstone National Park for free. They get to see the Boynos Strait in Istanbul for free. The Nile River in Cairo for free. So it's my way of exposing kindness with a world tour. And I'm really looking forward to going to India. And I'm happy to have a major general. I've forgotten most of the people in the group, because I don't know how many people can remember 9,600 people. I mean, I know you can't, because you didn't. you said you had COVID 5 times. That's that's amazing. That's COVID is what set me on my trip, because I knew it was man-made and I knew it was released by man. And unfortunately, it was fortunately for a lot of people, it was a big moneymaker. Made a lot of billionaires. And unfortunately, they're going to come out with another one because, like war, it's profitable. But you remember the first year of COVID in America, typically 80,000 people died from the flu. Nobody died from the flu that first year, because you don't get any money from the government if you die from the flu or a car accident or a brain aneurysm or any kind of death. But you get 26,000, I think it was, if you died from COVID. So it's all about money, unfortunately. War is about money. War is very profitable. How do we stop that?
We can't stop that.
We can't stop that. It's inherent in mankind. Greed
No,
is inherent.
reasons are different. The reasons are that since time immemorial, people have their own identities, their own desires, desire to control larger number of people, desire to control larger amount of geography, desire to influence the world. Those desires make people to fight wars.
Yeah, unfortunately. And if those desires, if those people with those desires to conquer countries and conquer people were more kind, and they probably wouldn't do it, right? I mean, I don't think a kind person murders. I have a saying I think you'll like. Kind people, fantastic people, don't lie, steal, cheat, fight, or kill. You would agree with that, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
if you must lie, lie next to someone that you love. If you must steal, steal away from bad company. If you must cheat, cheat death. If you must fight, fight tyranny. And if you must kill, kill a bad habit. So that's my answer to lying, stealing, fighting, cheating, or killing. It's kind of a cute way to remember it. But so I'm on a mission, and I'm so happy that you're one of my ambassadors. How would you suggest that you can help? How can you help India, me and India? Because you're my biggest celebrity, let's say, in India at this point, that I can remember. We don't have a whole lot of Indians that are ambassadors. We have, maybe 100 or something. But how can we get the word out? I mean, talking to those 2 young people with their followers would be great. Introducing it to the World Digital Detox State Conference would be a smart way. Do you have any ideas how you could help? Or if you don't want to help, that's fine too, because you've got your life, but you are in retirement, so you might have a little time. What do you do in retirement? What are you doing? Because I see you traveling a lot.
So I told you that as far as I'm concerned, I'm actually engaged in a lot of these activities where we are spreading kindness.
Oh, right,
in our
right.
way. We may not be calling it spreading kindness, but we are doing a lot of things which are actually implying that. As I mentioned to you, that we are supporting the para sports persons. That is kindness. We are
Yes.
supporting a lot of people to get educated. That is again kindness. Then we are
Yes.
supporting people to travel, that is again kindness. So we're doing these digital detox, that is again basically aimed at kindness. Then we are
Right.
doing a lot of these programs for de-addiction.
What's that?
De-addiction.
De-addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a lot of activities going on for that. So all these activities that we are already engaged in are actually amounting to kindness.
Okay, so if I could ask a favor, in your, I don't know if you're giving speeches or if there's groups that I could join, just simply telling people that there's 3 commitments out there that will help them. Be kind
Yeah,
to yourself, be kind to all others, be kind to Mother Earth. Simply put, that takes less than 15 seconds to say. And if it puts a thought in someone's head, well, that makes a lot of sense. Be kind to yourself, that's the first most important and hardest. Be kind to others, it's easier but important. And be kind to Mother Earth is essential. Because if we're happy, this is the complete guide to happiness, and we've destroyed our planet, it doesn't matter if we're happy, because we've destroyed our planet. But if we take accountability for our actions, don't expect the government to solve the problems or the corporations or other people. You, as an individual, have to solve the problem by using less water, using less electricity, helping others, being kind, doing in retirement, doing things like you're doing. And that's the solution.
So what I can suggest is, what I can help you doing is that firstly, on this World Digital Detox Day, I will ask the organizing committee to send an invite to you. You will receive an invitation for that.
Okay.
Second thing is that other important programs that we do, we will see how best to integrate your themes into our themes. Although we do similar things, but maybe we can reword a part of it in a way that it also is more congruent with your thought.
It's a philosophy, I
Yeah.
mean, once you learn, and I would say like 80% of the people that are ambassadors, once they learn about the 3 commitments and they agree to follow them or try their best to follow them, my message is there. It's already done. It's complete. But we do have programs to help the poor people make money, to kindness classes. My dream is to have I've written a short kindness class. It's about half hour long, to have the kids read that in class, because it's like my book that's coming out, How to Be a Fantastic Person. Follow the 3 commitments, and there's a lot to being kind to yourself, how and why. There's a lot to being kind to others, how and why, and there's a lot to be kind to the earth, how and why. And they need to be logic. It's like use less water. I mean, I know you paid a lot of money for your water bill, but if you use a third less, it's a third less water, and it's for others. But people, they just think they worked hard for their money and they deserve a 20-minute shower. I think a 20-minute shower is a travesty. I think it's horrible to take a 20-minute shower. What are people doing for 20 minutes in the shower? I get wet, I soap up, and I rinse off. It's a shower. It takes less than 5 minutes. I mean, does that make sense? I mean, am I making sense?
No, you're making sense. And as far as we are concerned, let me also apprise you that our own Indian culture, the philosophy is based on kindness. And we say that we have to be kind firstly to the environment.
You say that's first. Well, see,
Yeah.
I disagree, because if
Yeah.
you're not happy or alive or well, you can't help the environment. So
No,
you
what
have
I'm
to come
saying is,
first.
no,
You-
what
you-
I'm
you-
saying is
You jumped on an airplane yesterday and they said if the oxygen mask drops, put it on first, then help others. Because if Dilawar is not alive, your beautiful wife, you can't be of service to her, your kids, your causes, your country, or anything. So again, a lot of people say, no, the environment comes first. It can't come first. You have to come first.
No, what I'm saying is that we need to be kind to the environment, we need to be kind to Mother Earth, we need to be kind to all the living beings, we need to be kind to our family and ourselves.
Yes.
And while we do this, it is not first or last, but it is that we have to do all these things every day.
In concert.
It is on a regular basis. It is not
Yes.
restricted to a particular day or a particular
Every
time.
day. Every day on the top side
Because,
of the grass, you
yeah,
know?
in our way, whether it is war fighting, even in war fighting, we are supposed to be kind.
Yes.
As per
Yes.
our philosophy, even during war, we have to be kind.
Yes. Yeah.
So all those things are very much part of our culture, very much part of our, should I say, practices in India. But yes, since I'm now talking to you, and we can sort of reshape few of our things, if that makes us, or if that feels that we can do it in a more sharper way, or maybe it makes it more easier to understand, we can do that. And as far as the list of people who are doing work is concerned, oh well, if I start remembering all the names, I can list out maybe more than a few million people. There are a lot
Wow.
of people who are doing
I
wonderful
just
job
need their
everywhere.
first name, their
Yeah,
university.
yeah.
And also, Dilawar, I would love the honor of 5 minutes speaking in that building behind you.
This I can't, sir. This I can't help you. I will not. I will not. So should I say, give you an assurance for something which I actually cannot do.
No, 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 I know, but I'm just saying, that's one of my goals is to speak to
Yeah,
governments. I
yeah,
speak to city councils, of course, when I
yeah.
travel, but the
That
higher
that
level I get,
that
because
that request
here's
can
the
be
thing,
made.
Dilabar,
That
you
yeah,
said the
that
pledge
request.
earlier. You said
Yeah,
the pledge
that
earlier.
request can be made. Whether and how they process it is really up to them.
Of
Because
course, of
these,
course, of course.
yeah,
But if you don't
unlike,
ask,
yeah,
you can't, they can't answer. Because I don't know that you don't know the president of, or is it, India has a president, right?
yeah.
I don't know that you don't know the president, you know, and if you don't ask, they can't answer. So I always ask. I don't mind the word no. You said no, that's fine. But one day I hope to speak to the parliament
No,
because,
I only said that I can't do it. Well, certainly the system can do it. The government can do it.
yeah, because you might know someone who says, yeah, this guy should get 5 minutes. I certainly hope I have 5 minutes on the United Nations podium. But
Yeah,
until that happens, I'm going to distribute my letter or my speech to the United Nations, which is quite astute, and it covers all the points that we covered here today. And if only one person watches this episode and gets something from it, and maybe becomes an ambassador or even just follows the commitment, because there's hundreds of thousands of people that know what I've done, judging by the amount of views I have on, I've got 2,000 videos on YouTube. One of my most ones is 76,000 people watch one of my videos. So I know that people are hearing me, whether they're becoming ambassadors. And again, I don't need their phone number. I just need their first name. Like, I hope today you'll text me those two young people, Rashmi and the other name.
Roshi Raj Mori.
Yeah, so the correct spelling, because there's a lot of unique names around the world that aren't familiar to me, especially in Africa. But every day I get ambassadors joining. And again, they can spend as little time, involved, or no time, or a lot of time. But it's very rewarding to do what you're doing for yourself. And it's very rewarding what I'm doing for others. So, being kind leads to happiness. And this is a program that's designed to explain to people how to be happy, because a lot of people don't know how to be happy. They need guidance.
Right.
And your groups are guiding people to mountaineering, which can bring happiness. Exercise brings happiness. Meditation brings happiness.
Yes.
Positive thinking, I think, brings happiness.
Yes.
And I think we need constant reminding of how we can be happy. No one's going to make you happy. They can bring you happiness and share happiness, but it's up to you to make yourself happy.
I agree with you.
So you are now a fantastic ambassador in India. We a journey of 1,000 miles begins with but a single step. I kind of feel after 5 years of introducing this to people, I'm just starting, really just starting. Especially now in India, I had a lot of people. They love what they hear, and they say, "I want to help." And that's fantastic. And then they see that there's no money. It's a volunteer at this point position. And then they fade because they got to make money. They got to do what they want to do. But I am lucky that I'm getting some really fantastic ambassadors that are dedicating some time. Because as an admin, it literally is 5 seconds a day, literally, to send a
I hear
text
you.
out, to share a positive post, a positive video that I've created. I mean, it's so little effort and it goes such a long way. But you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink the water.
Yeah.
So what I love analogies like the mass dropping. I'm offering the world what I consider a piece of cake. And it looks delicious and it tastes delicious and it's nutritious. And if you eat it, you'll live longer, be happier, be more successful, make the world a better place. But you got to taste it. And if you don't like it, fine, go your way. But if you like it, share it. So that's my analogy, a piece of cake. Because everybody likes a piece of cake, right? In India, they love their sweets, right?
Yes, yes.
Like my son married a Persian, and they throw the most amazing parties, and it's like a lavish meal, like Indians do, like the Dubaians do. And then after the lavish meal, they have as much in sweets. It's like it's ridiculous. It's over the top. Is that the same way in India?
Yeah, yeah. It is same way here.
I love curry. I make curry all the time. I love spice. Are you a spice person? You like spicy stuff?
Well, we all Indians are.
All Indians are. Your wife, she's a great chef.
Yeah.
How many years you been married?
About 42.
42. Congratulations. That's a good run.
Thank you.
In today's hectic society and people of all nations and creeds and colors, I feel a 5-year marriage is a successful run. To be happy for 5 years. To be happy
Yeah,
for. And you have kids and grandkids?
I have grandkids.
Okay, you should submit each of their names and their birth cities, and I'll issue them a number. That's it. I don't need their phone number or their any information. Just their first name, as long as they agree to try to follow the 3. They'll be listed on our website. People can get certificates of ambassadorship from us. And basically, one day they might love the fact that they're in the 9,600s because today we're at 9,690. Today we'll probably hit 9,700. Another milestone. Every hundred's a milestone. Every person's a milestone. And since you've joined, which recently at 9631, we've had almost 60 people join. And you just joined a couple weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
How did you hear about this? What group were we in, or who introduced you to it?
I got it from one of the American groups.
Okay. We need more American groups too. You know, I'm bigger in Africa than I am in America. But my Zambian guy, director, I did an interview with him. I'm going to interview all my directors, and I hope one day you might be a director of India. That would be pretty cool to have a major general as our director in India. It's not a lot of work. And I said we're covering the bases from A to Z, America to Zambia, so to speak.
Wonderful.
Yeah. I thank you for your time. I thank you for believing in the mission, the kindness revolution of being an ambassador. I hope you can just squeeze it in and say, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, be kind to Mother Earth, the 3 commitments to kindness that literally solve all mankind's. I kept it real simple. 5-year-olds can remember it. And I think even with your bad memory, Dilawar, you're going to remember the 3. What are the 3 commitments, Dilawar?
The 3 commitments, as I had in fact mentioned to you that even before I read this thing on my own, when I was getting ready to sort of speak to you, I had mentioned these 4 things. That first and foremost is one has to be kind to oneself. The second is one has to be kind to everybody else. And third is that one has to be kind to Mother Earth. And last is that we have to be kind even to the environment and to the universe.
Well, that's
So
the third
have
one.
to be kind
Mother
to
Earth.
everyone.
Mother Earth, I consider the environment, the universe, because we not only polluted our rivers, our lakes, our streams, our oceans, our seas, our lands, and our skies, but we're polluting outer space now. So we're doing a lot of pollution, and we need to keep that in check. But yeah, I actually had, when I first started, it was 4 commitments. And I realized not only the fourth one was say kind words, because words matter. Words affect water. We're 70% water. The Kyoto Water Study proved that plants, animals, and us respond to words. And so say kind words was the 4th commitment. But then I realized you don't say kind words to your coffee. You don't say, hey, coffee, you are really delicious today. You say kind words to people and animals and hopefully plants. So the commitment 2. So 4th ran into 2 because people can't remember 4 commitments, but they can remember 3. And 3 is a golden number. They call it the golden number. And I'm sure that number 3 is very important in India as it is in most cultures, right? Well, how do you see the number 3? Does it resonate with you, that number?
Number 6 resonates better.
6?
Yes.
Well, that's 2 3s.
Exactly.
When I give people their ambassador number,
I was about to say that.
when I give people their ambassador number, many times they'll say, I love that number. You have the number 6 in yours, 9, 6, 3, and 1. That's almost the what do they call those digits that are 3, 6, and 9? They call them there's a word for it in mathematics. I can't think of it offhand. But at any rate, thank you for your time. You are fantastic. Please submit your wife's name, those 2 people's names, and your kids and grandkids' names. Let's get them in the 9,600s. And again, they're going to appreciate it one day, as long as they're kind.
Thank you, sir.
Dilawar,
Thank you for your time, and you are really fantastic. And let's be kind to everybody.
exactly. We'll have a better future.
Yes, same for everybody.
So today's episode is sponsored by the Spur of the Moment podcast, everybody. Come join us every Saturday. We're going to do this. We're going to sit here. We're going to talk about the news. Time to talk about the Minecraft.
Okay.
It looks
So,
bad. We're going to talk about movies. That new Joker movie is apparently terrible, and I want to see it so badly because I hear it's awful. And we're going to make some jokes. We're going to have some laughs.
There's a lot of funny jokes in there. There's a lot of weird jokes in there. The Channing Tatum one will always make me laugh. Especially when you hear the behind the scenes stuff, like when you hear the behind the scenes story of how they just phoned them up.
We're occasionally going to have other people along for the ride.
A really fun fact though is I learned last year that that Coraline was Leica and not Disney.
Oh, interesting. I mean, I can see why you would make that mistake. Yeah. Because it does seem like it's a different. And to be fair,
That would be a horrifying, terrible Disney movie.
It would be because yeah. And we're just gonna have a generally good time. George, do you have anything else you want to say about our podcast? Make people watch it.
We watch movies. Sometimes we watch shows, but we always have fun.
Here
On the spur. 3, 2, 1. On the spur of the podcast moment.
Yeah, we nailed it. Nailed the ass podcast.
Yeah.
It's Spur of the Moment podcast every Saturday. We nailed it.
You can expect awesome content like that.
We cut flawless promos every single week.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that interview with Major General Dilawar. Some interesting facts there. And I hope they have a lot more Indian ambassadors. There's over 1 billion people there. And I think I only have like 50 ambassadors there. At any rate, it's time for Dr. Fantastic Cooks. I dug into the archives and pulled out a curry recipe. Gotta love Indian curry. I love it. And if you follow my directions, I think you'll find it very easy, fun, delicious, and economical. So enjoy the cooking episode, and I'll talk to you in a bit. Welcome to another episode of Dr. Fantastic Cooks, presented by Drink Via Proactive Hydration Beverages. Fantastic. Go to drinkvia.com, and if you don't have any Via, drink a beer. So it's time to cook some food tonight. This takes a little longer, so I'm cooking it a little bit earlier in the day. First ingredient, have a little cocktail. Now, we're cooking chicken curry, one of my favorite dishes tonight. It's my own little recipe, so I don't have everything I need, but I'm going to give it a shot. You know, I don't have cornstarch, which typically thickens the juice, so I've coated the chicken with flour, and then hopefully it'll do the trick. So, a couple tablespoons of oil. Now, I like to reuse my oil. You can use oil more than once. Gives it more flavor as well. Let's see what we have here. The ingredients are chicken, of course, curry powder, onions, garlic. But I like to put potatoes in my curry. You don't have to. Do whatever you want. Just have fun. It's a great time in our history when we're sequestered in our homes to have fun in the kitchen. Get your kids in the kitchen, get your husband or wife in the kitchen, have fun in the kitchen. Family that cooks together stays together. And I'm, as you might know, in Sharm el-Sheikh, cooking up a storm. I've been doing a lot of cooking dishes lately. It's been a lot of fun. And hopefully you're enjoying watching it. And so far, it's come out pretty freaking fantastic. So I use a large onion. Again, you don't like onions, don't use onions. But I have to have onions in everything I cook. So the first step is saute the onions till they get nice and caramelized, not caramelized, but softened. Just, break them down. Now, garlic. I like lots of garlic, so I put more garlic than I should, or than I would. But so I don't mince it either, because I like to once in a while have a little piece of garlic in the dish that they can actually taste. A lot of spices, you're just all mixed in. So, cut them up into small pieces. I don't know if you can see this or not. That's the garlic. I won't put that in until a little bit later. You know what I forgot to do? I want to buy some bouillon, but I'm in Egypt and they don't speak. None of the things are in English. So I think I bought some bouillon cubes. I do believe I bought some bouillon cubes. And I'm pretty sure I did. And I did. There you go. So, a couple glasses of water. I was going to just use water if I couldn't find a bouillon. But luckily, I found chicken bouillon. And you could use beef as well. Either one will do. This gives it more flavor. It is chicken curry, so chicken bouillon makes a lot of sense. There we go. Okay, where is everything at? I'm getting organized here in my villa, high above Sharm el-Sheikh and the Red Sea. Okay, so those are cooking, sauteing. Then, of course, you want to cut the potatoes, if you're going to use potatoes, into, not small pieces, but and not large pieces, inch squares, something like that. I just love cooking. I hope you guys love cooking. Because if you love to eat, which I really love to do, you should learn how to cook well. And, one of my sayings in life is the more you know, the easier your life is. So if you know how to cook and your wife deserts you, your life is easier because you can cook your own food. Where's the salt? I love salt on everything. Well, I always salt while I cook. Eat while I cook. I try not to get full before. Let me check on the camera. As you know, I've been having camera problems. Let me check on it real quick. Okay, good news. It's still rolling. And I have a cameraman. Well, I had one yesterday. My neighbor, composer, he's going to start a band in Sharm el-Sheikh. And I said, can I be the MC? Actually, I'd like to be one of the singers. Can't wait to learn how to sing. So, the chicken has been quartered. I took a full chicken and I, took out most of the skin. A little salt and pepper. And then we're just gonna fry it up. And you want to brown it a bit, get it started, because the water is going to really cook it mostly. The cooking of it. So you should have always a towel around your hand for that sort of thing. So after I brown the chicken a bit, then I'm going to put the potatoes in. I'm going to add the juice. I'm going to put some Kalamata olives, which I think go with everything. I'm going to put some tomato puree. Tomato puree. Tablespoon of that. I'm going to put, some tomatoes. You're supposed to put a little cream in it, but I have some milk. I'll throw a little milk in there, Looks pretty good. Throw the garlic in there. That's a lot of garlic. I love garlic. Can't go wrong with garlic. Of course, if you're the only one eating garlic, then it's sometimes not too pleasant. So then the bouillon I should have put this into hot water. It breaks up a lot quicker when it's in hot water, but it'll break down. Let's mush it up a bit. Even if it's all totally not mixed together, it's all gonna cook after an hour of simmering again. Then you're gonna serve it on a bed of rice. I have some leftover rice, so I'm gonna use that. Use your leftovers. Don't throw food away. It's a sin to throw food away. Not hard to cook, everybody. Real easy. Okay, so then after that, the potatoes. Okay. A couple tablespoons of tomato puree. So a healthy tablespoonful. The water and the bouillon. And I've already put salt and pepper. Milk can come later. Stir that all up. Get it, bring it to a boil. And I would say simmer it for at least an hour. And you've got a delicious, I hope it thickens up. Cornstarch, a little mixture, a slurry of cornstarch, but will definitely thicken it up. But if it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. So again, you always have to, you're not always going to have the ingredients you need for everything. So don't sweat it. Don't stress it. Just enjoy cooking. Dr. Fantastic to another small, easy cooking recipe. You got to make your life easy, So, you can be elaborate and cook all day long, but it's better just to whip something out and enjoy it and enjoy it. Be fantastic, everyone. If you like these cooking episodes, please like and share. It's all about sharing positive information. Saying the word fantastic is sharing kindness. It's an act of kindness to say the word fantastic. Try it. You'll love it. So anyway, like, subscribe, share, and be fantastic, everyone. I think I'm going to cook either tomorrow or the next day an Egyptian recipe. I got one from a local lady I know, and I'm going to give it a shot. Something I have never cooked before. It's basically a sausage and mozzarella casserole dish, so I'm going to give it a shot. Can't go wrong. It's going to be delicious. I tried one of the sausages out just to see, because I bought some. It's delicious. So stay tuned for that. And every day you're going to have a video from Shamrock Shape until I get tired of this place. I don't think it's going to come anytime soon. This place is really fantastic, everybody. You got to come visit. Come visit. I have room for you. And don't forget one of the most important ingredients. How do I open these damn things? It's so hard to open packages in this country. Man. Tell you, not easy being in a foreign country. Okay, you ready for this? You guys are gonna laugh. It wasn't like I was gonna forget, or maybe I would have forgotten. I do forget things now and again. And if I can get the package open, it would be really exciting. Yeah. Okay, here we go. The most important ingredient, the curry powder. Tablespoon of that. Nice heaping tablespoon. Yeah. And then I'm going to put some paprika in it as well. Some chili powder. Just to add, you know what I'm doing? A little chili powder. And my red peppers that I crushed the other day. I like it really spicy. And that's going to be a spicy curry. I always forget something, but as long as you get it in there before it's finished, I wouldn't suggest putting it on after it's on the plate. But definitely, I have an hour of cooking here, so I'm sauteing. You'll get it into a boil. It's already thickening up, by the way, just so you know. I put the Kalamata olives in there. I'll probably have to put some more water in because it's getting so thick. But it's all working. And there it is, cooking up a storm. And a lot of people say you can't serve this on a bed of rice because it has already a starch in it, the potato. But they never had a koshery in India. And this was drop dead delicious, everybody. It came out perfect. It was a little spicy, but it was perfect.
I hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. And for all you Indians out there, I'd love you to be an admin in a local group and anyone else in the world. As you know, my goal is to get 10,000 cities, all the cities in the world, to have at least one ambassador and to share the Be Fantastic philosophy and grow the kindness revolution. Be kind to yourself, be kind to all others, be kind to Mother Earth. And whatever you're doing that's making you happy, keep doing it. Till next week, be happy. Bye-bye.
I met Dr. Fantastic along life's way, and I heard him say, you gotta say, I am fantastic, la la la, I am fantastic. You can feel it if you say it. It ain't a game, you gotta learn how to play it. Fantastic, fantastic. Just listen to the doctor. He's a rocker. He walks around all day. He ain't plastic. He's not sarcastic. He says, I am fantastic.